So here comes Dylan Gabriel. Once the pride of college football, Gabriel etched his name in history by finishing third in the Heisman Trophy balloting. That accomplishment alone places him in a rarefied air among quarterbacks, the kind of recognition that cements your name alongside legends. Yet for Gabriel, the Heisman spotlight wasn't the finish line. He's made it clear that while he enjoyed the moment, it wasn't his end goal. He knows he's capable of much more, and when he looks around at the quarterbacks currently starting in the league, he can't help but believe he belongs in that conversation, or perhaps above it. Gabriel isn't shy about it. He said himself that he can play better than some of the men taking snaps on Sundays right now. For him, this is just the beginning, and he's ready to seize his opportunity when it comes. But as Gabriel quietly waits, another story in Cleveland is burning brighter and louder. Shedeur Sanders, the young quarterback with the famous last name, is done waiting. For weeks, he stood on the sidelines, biding his time, trusting the process. But patience has its limits. And now, Sanders has drawn a line in the sand. It all unraveled after Cleveland's brutal game against Detroit. Joe Flacco, the aging veteran, looked outmatched, making costly mistakes and failing to move the offense. The fans groaned. The commentators rolled their eyes. And on the bench, Shedeur Sanders sat helplessly watching. What happened next only made things worse. Instead of giving Sanders the nod when Flacco was benched, head coach Kevin Stefanski turned to Dylan Gabriel. For Sanders, that was the breaking point. Despite Gabriel's own struggles under center, Stefanski trusted him with the football. Sanders didn't see the field, not even for a rep. To Shedeur, this wasn't about performance, it wasn't about strategy, it was about bias. It felt like a message. No matter how well he performed in practice, no matter how ready he was, Cleveland wasn't going to give him a fair shot. For the first time since joining the Browns, he publicly voiced his frustration, making it clear that simply sitting and waiting was no longer acceptable. Sanders issued an ultimatum to management. Either give him the opportunity he deserves, or let him leave. Play him, or trade him. And this wasn't the hollow threat of a rookie desperate for attention. Sanders knows what he brings to the table. Around the league, he's made waves for saying what others might only whisper. He's openly declared that he's better than some of the quarterbacks currently starting in the NFL. He's gone as far as to take shots at Flacco himself, saying that if given the chance, he could perform better than the veteran Cleveland continues to rely on. To Sanders, the numbers don't lie. His performance on the scout team has been electric. Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most trusted journalists covering the Browns, even broke the story that Sanders has already moved up the depth chart. Inside the organization, excitement around him is growing. Coaches, teammates, even executives have been impressed by what they've seen in practice. The buzz is real, and the question isn't whether Sanders will play, but when. Reports from Talk Sports reveal that San Francisco has been keeping tabs on Sanders, especially after Brock Purdy went down with an injury. Fans of the 49ers are already clamoring for the team to act fast, worried that if they don't, Cleveland might hold on to Sanders just long enough to waste his prime years. The thought of pairing Sanders' talent with Kyle Shanahan's offensive genius has ignited a frenzy of speculation. And suddenly, Cleveland's hesitation has turned into another team's opportunity. But it's not just other fan bases pushing for Sanders. Even Browns fans are beginning to demand change. They've seen enough of Flacco's mistakes. They've watched Gabriel struggle. To them, keeping Sanders on the sidelines isn't just frustrating, it's reckless. Why keep a young, hungry quarterback glued to the bench when the offense is crying out for a spark? Why cling to the past when the future is sitting right there, waiting for a chance? The debate in Cleveland is raging. Some insiders argue that if Sanders truly is on the trading block, now is the perfect time to move him. His market value has never been higher, and teams like the 49ers are ready to pounce. Others believe Cleveland would be foolish to let him go, suggesting that a fresh start as the Browns starter could unlock his full potential. For every journalist questioning whether Sanders has lived up to expectations, there's another pointing out that he hasn't even been given the chance. After the game, Stefanski addressed the media. His words were telling. For the first time all season, he acknowledged that Sanders is firmly in the running to start. He didn't give a date, but hinted it could be as early as Week 5. Stefanski, normally so composed, also did something uncharacteristic. He openly criticized Flacco. He pointed directly to Flacco's costly fumble and poor decision-making against Detroit, making it clear that the leash on the veteran is shorter than ever. In one press conference, Stefanski showed his frustration and revealed that the quarterback situation in Cleveland is on the brink of a major shift. Still, doubts remain. Is Stefanski just playing a waiting game, dangling the possibility of a start to keep Sanders motivated? Or is Cleveland genuinely preparing to hand him the reins? The answer isn't clear. But one thing is, Sanders' ultimatum has put real pressure on the organization. Every snap, every fumble, every loss adds fuel to the fire. And if Cleveland doesn't act soon, they may lose him. Already, whispers have spread that the Miami Dolphins have also shown interest. With multiple teams circling, Sanders' future could be one of the most explosive stories of the season. If the Browns give him the chance, he could become the face of their franchise. If they trade him, he could thrive somewhere else and leave Cleveland regretting their hesitation for years to come. For now, the ball is in Cleveland's court. Do they stick with their veterans, hoping Flacco has one more spark left in him? Do they keep Gabriel in the mix, banking on his Heisman pedigree to translate into NFL success? Or do they take the bold step, hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders, and let him show the world what he can do? Fans are divided. Analysts are speculating. And Sanders himself has made it clear, he will not sit quietly any longer. His ultimatum stands. Play him or let him leave. So what do you think? Is it finally time for Cleveland to hand Shedeur Sanders the starting role, or should they stick with Joe Flacco and hope he turns things around? Is Kevin Stefanski just playing games to keep Sanders on edge, or is a quarterback change inevitable in Week 5? And if Sanders is traded, could the 49ers or Dolphins be his next destination? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown of Cleveland's quarterback controversy, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more, and hit the bell so you don't miss what happens next.